Hello everybody, it's that college football guy here with another video. Well, we had three bowl games yesterday. We got five today. A little burnt for Texas and burnt for what's going to be left of the Orange Bowl, which is going to be between Clemson and Tennessee. And Tennessee, I think, is going to have a very bad day. But first and foremost, let's get for this Friday bowl game show. Let's get the housekeeping out the way. Everyone, please smash the like button. Helps with the algorithm, helps with the analytics, helps the video be seen by more people. On top of that, please, everyone, comment on the video. I love talking to everybody. I love everybody, hearing from everybody. And subscribe to the channel. On our way to 300 subscribers, hopefully we can get it there soon. And I would love it if you guys would hit the bell for notifications, because I try to post a video every single day. So, let's get to this, shall we? Well, three bowl games from yesterday. Pinstripe Bowl. One thing about the bowl games, because it's about this, notice almost all of them are close, because there's just so many opt-outs and transfers and everything else, and injuries. It just changes things. So Minnesota, who led the entire game, beat Syracuse 28-20. Tanner Morgan, who was actually the injured player, he actually came in. Minnesota really didn't do anything passing. I mean, Tanner Morgan threw and had 2 touchdowns. Mohamed Ibrahim had 16 carries, 71 yards, touchdown. Daniel Jackson had 2 TD receptions, and Coleman Bryson from Minnesota had a 70-yard pick six. Offense and defense, they got it done, so congratulations to Minnesota. The Cheez-It Bowl. I don't make them up. Florida State and Oklahoma, and Florida State wins in a shootout 35-32. Oklahoma actually led 17-11 at the half. Jordan Travis for Florida State, 27-38, 418 yards, 2 TDs, and an INT. Johnny Wilson, star receiver, holy cow, 8 receptions for 202 yards. Man. Team rushing for Florida State, 34 carries for $169 and 2 TDs. Defensively, they had 6 sacks and a fumble recovery, and Jamie Robinson, love the name, had a sack and that fumble recovery. This game was basically kind of back and forth all game long. I mean, Oklahoma took the lead, Florida State took the lead, but Oklahoma fumbled the ball after Florida State had tied the game. Florida State took the lead. Oklahoma came right back down and scored a TD with 3:37 left to take the lead. Florida State got the ball, pushed the ball down the field, and Ryan Fitzgerald, the Florida State kicker, hit a 33-yard field goal. We'll measure the time here. 55 seconds left to basically ice the game for Florida State. So congratulations to Florida State for winning the game. Then came the Alamo Bowl. Washington and Texas. As I remember, Bijan Robinson out. Washington led the entire game here. They were up 13-3 at the half. They won 27-20. Not without trying. I mean, it was a story of the opposites for Texas, but I'll get into that. I mean, for Washington, wise, the base thing for their game, Michael Penix Jr., 32 of 54, 287 yards, 2 touchdowns and an INT. Wantau Papa, 14 carries for 108 yards and a touchdown. Texas-wise, Quinn Ewers, this way. Team rushing, normally Bijan Robinson in Texas, they're doing 200 yards rushing a game, right? 18 carries, 51 yards, and a touchdown. That is not getting it done. But Quinn Ewers, he kept them in it. Quinn Ewers maybe had his best game of his college career, in my opinion. 31 of 47 for 349 yards and a touchdown. He did everything he could to get him in it, but it wasn't enough. Now, it's time for the bowl games. One of them's right now, it's 10:03. Reading the clock. 10:03. Central Time, 11:03 Eastern. The game kicks off at noon Eastern Time, 11 here, so we'll try to get this as fast as we can. Hopefully this will upload in time. But the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Gotta love it. 7-5 Maryland at 8-4 NC State. Maryland's a 1.5 point favorite. Talia Tagovailoa with a 17 TDs, 6 INTs, 2,787 yards rushing, plus 4 rushing touchdowns. He's playing. They're averaging 260 yards passing and 147 yards rushing. But between opt-outs and the transfer portal, they lost 4 wide receivers and a tight end. That is not good for Maryland. They're allowing 220 passing yards a game, allowing 143 yards rushing, averaging 100. I mean, it's just not a good thing here. NC State. Their starting quarterback is out. Starting quarterback's out with an injury, so freshman MJ Morris may get the start. It's unclear who's going to get the start because it's not going to be announced until kickoff. Their offensive coordinator, Tim Beck, left to take the head coaching job at Coastal Carolina. They're at 227 yards passing game, 121 yards rushing. They're averaging 103 yards rushing allowed per game. The key to this is with no passing attack for Maryland. Can Maryland run the ball against a great rushing defense? That's the key to this game. And I don't think they can. So even with their starting quarterback out, I'm still going to pick NC State to beat Maryland. I can be very wrong, Maryland fans, if I get Maryland subscribers out there, but losing 5 receivers, that's a lot. We'll see what can happen there. Next game, 2 p.m. Eastern, the Sun Bowl, 8-4 Pittsburgh at 9-3 UCLA. UCLA's a 5.5-point favorite. Keaton Slovis, starting quarterback, he went in the portal a while back. Their halfback, Israel Abanikanda, he was cleared for the NFL draft. So either quarterback-wise, senior quarterback Nick Patty or freshman Nate Yarnell will be starting the game. Offensively, Pitt's going to have its problems. I mean, they're still allowing... Defensively is their best part right now. Their defensive players, most of them are intact. 23.4 points per game allowed, 224 yards passing, and 95.5 yards rushing. Great rushing defense. Facing UCLA with Dorian Thompson-Robinson's 25 TDs, 7 INTs, 2,883 yards passing, plus 11 rushing touchdowns, but he's questionable. As is leading rusher Zach Charbonnet is questionable. They scored 39.6 points per game, allowed 28.3. They have not mentioned who the backup quarterback is going to be, and mentioned who the backup running back is going to be. But UCLA, even without those two, have, I think, too much talent for Pitt. I think UCLA is going to win, but I don't think they're going to cover that 5.5-point spread. Next one is the Gator Bowl. Notre Dame 8-4 versus South Carolina 8-4. Notre Dame's actually a 2-point favorite. Everybody saw the numbers for Spencer Rattler. 16 touchdowns, 11 INTs. He had a great season. He had 2,000 yards rushing. You understand he got 8 TDs and 2 INTs and almost 900 yards passing in the last 2 games against Tennessee and Clemson. That's good. But for the prior of the season, he sucked. He had 8 touchdowns and 9 interceptions in the first 10 games of the year. That's not going to get it done. They did great against the last 2, but now you're playing Notre Dame. South Carolina's scoring 32 points a game, but allowing 27. Biggest problem with South Carolina, both of their starting corners aren't there. You lose both starting corners, that's big. And for Notre Dame, Drew Pine went in the portal a while back. So, Tyler Buckner, who actually started the Ohio State game to start the year, he's going to be back starting this game, so he does have experience. They're scoring 31 points per game, but giving up 22. But they're giving up a lot of rushing yards. Notre Dame is. But South Carolina's big game has been passing. So, who do you pick to win this game? I mean, I've looked at this back and forth, thought about South Carolina because they have it. Notre Dame's without their starting quarterback. But both corners being gone for South Carolina is just too much. I mean, I got to pick Notre Dame to win this game. Now we're going to go to the Alamo Bowl. 4:30 Eastern kickoff. 9-4 Ohio at 7-5 Wyoming, and Ohio's a 1-point favorite. Ohio 32 points per game, scoring 285 yards passing, 139 yards rushing. But the biggest problem is Curtis Rourke, starting QB, MAC Conference Player of the Year, out with an injury. They have no clue who's going to be the starting quarterback. Nothing has been announced yet. You give up 32 points a game. You score 32 points a game, and Ohio gives up 28. Wyoming scores 21 points per game. They average 188 yards rushing, and Swen, their leading rusher, he opted for the NFL draft. Is Andy Rexky, 9 TDs, 8 INTs, 1,388 yards passing. So their leading rusher and one of their and their number 1 wide receiver, Joshua Cobbs, is in the portal. They're scoring 21 points a game, giving up 23. And defensive end Almostoso and the corners Clinton and Stone are both in the portal as well. They're losing a lot on defense. Ohio's defense is suspect at best, has been suspect, bend but not break all year. You don't have a starting quarterback, and he's your offense. He was running and rushing the ball and passing. So I'm going to go with the Sharks. I'm going to go against the point spread. I'm going to pick Wyoming to win this game. And last but not least, 8 p.m. Eastern, the Orange Bowl, 10-2 Tennessee at Clemson, 11-2. Clemson's a 5.5-point favorite. DJ, we know he hit the portal a while back, and he's found new pastures. Oh my God, I wrote his name wrong. I only wrote down his freshman name, his first name, Cade, the freshman quarterback from Clemson. My apologies for that, but he's the one who's going to be starting. I mean, Will Shipley, their leading rusher, 1,110 yards rushing. He's going to be there. But one of their top receivers, Bo Collins, will not be there. Clemson scoring 35 points per game and allowing 20. Their defense has gotten 40 sacks this season, so that's impressive. Tennessee, Hendon Hooker got injured next to the last game of the year. Joe Milton, Overthrow Joe, as he's nicknamed, because he has a cannon of an arm but doesn't have very good accuracy. He's going to start the game. Number 1 and number 2 wide receivers, Cedric Tillman and Jalen Hyatt, are both opted out for the NFL draft. So no starting QB, no top 2 wide receivers. They're scoring 47 points a game, giving up 27. Their pass defense is great, 127 yards passing against Clemson's passing offense, but their main weakness is rushing defense. The rush defense for Tennessee is good. This is the orangiest Orange Bowl ever because you have 2 orange-colored teams in the Orange Bowl, which doesn't happen. And I love my Vols, but there's so many players out. I gotta pick Clemson to win it. I don't think they're gonna get that 5.5 points. I think it's gonna be a field goal at the end of the game to win this. I gotta pick Clemson, but I made my predictions. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Who do you think is gonna win these games? So to recap real quick, I have NC State over Maryland in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. I have UCLA over Pitt in the Sun Bowl. I have Notre Dame over South Carolina in the Gator Bowl. I have Wyoming over Ohio in the Arizona Bowl. And I have Clemson over Tennessee in the Orange Bowl. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this. Alright, so thanks everybody for watching the video. Like I said, hopefully this will upload before the Duke's Mayo Bowl kicks off. Thanks everybody for watching the video. Hope everybody's having a great Friday. Thanks everybody, and please be good to each other.